Hey, what's up, everybody? I am JAA, and I'm gonna be here working on some music shit. I think is the plan for the day. We're gonna do some music. Before I can get into that, though, I need to set up a couple views here real quick. So over here, I'm setting up some of these multi views so that you can all see what all it is that I'm doing while I'm doing it. So I need to create a new one. So let's work on that. So let's see here. I definitely need the desk camera. I know that I need the guitar camera. Is that the one I want here? Yeah, I want the guitar camera here. And then I want to get the Reaper. This is going to be a little bit of an exploration stream. I haven't done this in a very long time. So it's going to take me a little bit to make sure I get it right. Did I grab the outputs in the other one instead of the HD60s? I think I did, which means I probably need to change that. And HD60 Pro. Let me check that real quick on this other one because I think I grabbed the wrong things here. Yeah, I grabbed the outputs, and that's not what I want. I don't want the output. Which I'm also kind of confused why that doesn't have a camera over it. I feel like it should. If it's the Reaper one, it should be the HD60S, and capture should be the HD60 Pro. Looked like nothing changed, but it did, believe me. And then now we can go ahead and resize these. So let's start with number 4. You're going to be, let me make sure I remember where I put this one. 0.5. You go up in the top right hand corner, I believe. So we want to go pan 0.5 and then 0.5. And that should put it in the top right corner. Cool. Let's do the same thing. And then this camera is the guitar camera. So this one goes over 0.5. And then down 0.5. Nope, this is not the right thing. This should actually be negative 0.5 so that it's over there. Because Reaper should be in the bottom left-hand corner. Cool. We're good. 0.5, and then we're going to go down. So now we want to go down 0.5, right? And then up 0.5. That's not right. That is the exact opposite of where that should go. And then we have the last one here. Let's resize this 0.5 and then let's pan it to the left and bring it up 0.5. I panned it the wrong way. We want to go to the left. There we go. That should all look correct now. And then when I'm facing this way, I'll be facing inward towards everything. Now we have a decent look. Cool, cool. Let's go make a couple Stream Deck buttons for this. So we want to VMix shortcut here and here. This one's going to be 4 tile. I don't like that. I want to spell it 4 tile. That should be caps, keys. If I can type, and then this one should be 4 tile guitar. Let's throw the old default black on here. So I know what it is. Also, I need to resize this down a little bit. It always starts it out at 16-point font, and I much prefer the 13-point font, I think. I think I also end up just writing a lot more on these than most do because I'm not smart. Now we need to make the shortcuts active here in vMix. So let's do 4 tile keys. Output, set output full screen to output 4 tile keys. Oh, I didn't name that yet. Make it local and call this 4 tile keys. Cats, type, keys. Cool. So before we do the next one, let's make sure, let's rename this one because I didn't do that yet. Output 4 tile guitar. There we go. Now let's get our Stream Deck button mapped and our shortcuts. I don't have a crazy amount of shortcuts in this thing yet, so it's not like taking a year and a half to load. Set output full screen to 4 tile guitar. 4 tile GTR. Make it local. Okay. Sorry for the quick check of my message. Didn't get it yet. So let's test these and make sure they work. So I should be able to take a look at my lighting software, and that has capture over it, so it would actually, we just want to be there. Okay, so we're going to look at the keys camera with the face overlaid so you can still see me. The guitar camera, I didn't feel like needed it because I'll be able to talk into the camera when I'm playing guitar. I have a 4 tile, so if I'm playing keys and working in the DAW, you should be able to see all of that. And then the one for the guitar, so if I'm playing guitar, you can see the full guitar. Cool. Everything works. So let's pull up Reaper. We're good to go now. One second. All right, there we go. So I'm starting working on a new track, and kind of interested in how it's sounding so far. So I'm going to hit play and just kind of see where I'm at. I'm not sure about this intro just yet. Like, I like it, but I'm not 100% sold yet. But with some effects or some EQ or something, it could be pretty cool. Don't mind the vocoder without lyrics yet. It's also not mixed at all yet. Okay, so we got that idea. I'm going to go ahead and mute this vocoder for now because I'm not working on that yet. The intro I feel okay about. I'm going to mess around with some other sounds, I think. So let's see here. Do I have something that'll show this off decently? I think Reaper Capture is the one that I'm looking for. Booyah. We'll get my keyboard stuff going on up in here. So I'm going to, real quick, I'm going to save this because I did... let's see here. So these are factory presets. How do I save my own presets? I've never actually used this very much. Save current preset to bank. Is there something other than factory? Can I create my own new bank? We'll call this song 1. I don't want to call it song 1. What do I want to call this bank? We'll just call this bank J. Dublé. Perfect. Type is pad. I don't really necessarily need to care about all of this right now. Pad, we're going to name this intro pad 1 for now. Actually, I should come up with like a spacey cutoff pad. There we go. Author, new author, J. Dublé. That way it's all sorted at least. There we go. Okay, cool. Project, new project. Ooh, I can save by project, huh? We'll call this J. Dublé. I don't want to do that. Song 1. What's up, Gemline? How you doing? All right, let's give it a listen here and see where we're at. There's going to be some other stuff going on in this. I just haven't come up with what else is going to be in it yet. And I'm also kind of thinking this is not going to end up being the final sound for this. So this gate on this bass is a little tight. Gotta find the right. I might need to like automate the release parameter so that it has a little bit longer release in some parts. We'll see. For now though, I think that's okay. Let's mess around with this intro sound. It's a little harsh. And that's a little bit more. What I'm looking for here. Alright, let's definitely stick with the combination waves, for sure. So let's turn the volume down a little bit. This is a little bit loud. Is this the sound that I want for this? I do kind of like that it has this kind of like resonant type thing, but I also feel like I might want to do something else with it. Maybe what it needs is just some effects. Let's try this. Let's bring back in, let's just go back to Reaper here for a second. Let's go to our good old Capital Chambers, because this thing is a beast. And let's send out to it. Oh, I need a send track, don't I? So this will be capital send. This will be capital return. There we go. Capital send track needs to have that killed, and then input none, and route it to an audio hardware output. Go to the where you at, capital left right, and now we can send this intro arpeggio to our capital send. And let's see how much we want to send. Let's send no MIDI. It's better already. You'd be better if you hadn't immediately got a bloody nose after sending that. Oh, damn, that sucks. Well, I'm glad you're better now. That's a bummer, though. That's really... That sucks. I'm sorry about that. Okay, let's tighten the Q up on this. And then I think what we'll do is maybe automate this thing to move around a little bit. So let's see here. What is this? This is stereo placement. We'll just say that the tunes were too good. So good, it gave you a bloody nose. That would be kind of sad, actually. Well, I mean, I guess that'd be good, but I don't want people getting bloody noses. That's not good. All right. Oh, boy. Let's see if we can find this. Band 2. Let me turn off the polyam. That's a lot to look at. I don't need the compressor either, so I'm pretty sure it's band number 2. And frequency, I think, is what I want. So let's double check that that is what I want. Let's pull up this fab filter and move this thing up and down. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. So let's go and drop in an automation item and start adding some fun to this. Let's do a simple sine wave and maybe a couple more cycles, because I don't want it moving crazy fast, but I do want it to move. Bring the amplitude up and let's see what this does. Wow, that's actually pretty fast. I don't hate it though. But I do feel like it also needs to have band 2's, not threshold, but the Q. Let's also automate out the Q. So let's do a similar thing here. Let's grab that. Let's grab the Q and let's add a sine wave LFO to that. This time I want to make the amplitude a lot less because I don't want it to be like acting crazy. I don't think. We'll just give it a couple phases and let's see what that does. Okay, so while this is all good, it's too much. So let's do just like 2 cycles. And then same with this one. Let's change the cycles to like 2. And then I think the frequency, the baseline, needs to move up a little bit so we don't get quite so low. And bring the amplitude down a little bit. And the Q, let's bring the amplitude of that. Like, I don't want it closing up quite so much. Let me get a bigger view of this here because it's doing more than I kind of feel like it should. Where's the baseline? There we go. I just needed to move the baseline. The only thing that's hard about this is that, like, performing it live and getting the same effect out of it is going to be quite difficult. Not 100% sure how I'm going to do that yet. Way too loud, or way too high up. I just really need something to kind of kill the harshness. It's a little bit harsh, and I want to get rid of that. One way we could do that would be to bring down the direct volume. Make sure this is set to pre-fader. Let's bring the fader down. And let the reverb send be a little bit more of what we're dealing with here. That's feeling pretty good. And then I also feel like I want to get out to my space delay. Let's do another one. Space delay, return. This one, somewhere here, I have the... Is it the Galaxy tape I want to go to? I think that is the one I want to do, the Galaxy tape. So let's go ahead and do that. And then now let's send that out to the... Oh, sorry, this is hard to see. Get rid of that C virtual. Galaxy tape delay. There we go. And now we can send this out to there. Let's go take a look at what's going on here. I'm gonna mute. I just want to hear, see here, how can I do this? We can just listen to the delay here. So that should be coming into the Galaxy tape echo. I don't know what I'm actually using. I must be using the Blondie vocoder preset at the moment. It doesn't show me what I have loaded up, and I don't love that about this. So I need to set up some MIDI automation. Let me write myself a note because I'm going to want to do that tomorrow. If I haven't already set up the automation in the big project. That's actually probably first priority. MIDI automation for FX presets. Okay. Now that I have that written down to remember to do, let's mess with this. I want it to be pretty... how much did I send this? Let's kick the send up to 0. And then let's also turn the main back on. Oh, and then I want to change the tempo of this to be 89. That did some cool stuff. I wish I could, like, replicate that and keep that going. Let's go ahead and save this. This is going to be song 1, Echoes. I might have to work on that later, but for now that'll work. Let's bring up the... What's up, Destroy? How you doing? I saw you jumping on earlier, but I didn't have a chance to hang because I was working, sadly. Okay, so here's where the beat kicks in, and like right... I feel like I might need to automate the gate release here, because sometimes it's a little too long and sometimes it's not long enough. So let's go ahead and automate that gate. So give me my trim. Don't make me look at the overtime because that's way too much. I want the release parameter here. And no, is it the release that I want? That shouldn't be at 100 milliseconds. It's the hold that I want. Okay. Oh, wait, hold on a second. Oh, okay. Let's figure this out here real quick. Go away. Does the hold actually do? Okay, so the hold does what I want. So let's get rid of this release parameter. I just wanted to delete you. How was your, just went for a couple hours? Yeah, I know you're doing a lot of the writing stuff, right? You're working on, I didn't want this to be in Latch. Get that out of there. You're working on the song a day thing, kind of trying to keep yourself writing. Okay, let's just do this. I'm just going to undo all of that. And then, how's that going, by the way? Like, I was able to, I had the stream up pretty much all day yesterday, and I was kind of hanging out in there while you were working, but I didn't get the chance to, like, really hang the whole time. And what I'm working on here is, I just kind of had an idea to start writing a new song today, so I'm finally working on writing again. See, like, right here, the hold feels like it could be a little bit less. I feel like these need to be real tight. But then when I get to these, those, I feel like I want the rest of this to be a little bit longer of a hold. Yeah, it's a pretty cool, it's a, like a, let's see, I can pull it up, like an old school Oberheim. Getting that old school dirty electro bass. A little bit longer hold, maybe like 78 milliseconds. Cool. And then we'll just go ahead and auto item that so I don't have to do it multiple times. This note's not even coming through the gate, so I'm just going to get rid of it. It's stupid to even have it there. Why is that there? Oh, look, it's bugging. Some plugin is bugging. That's always fun. We're just going to simplify this. This is just like a little 2-chord vamp. I don't know if it's going to turn into a full song or if it's just going to be kind of what it's going to do exactly, but for now I'm kind of enjoying it, so I'm going to throw a, let's see here. I was going to use the poly-M, but I think I might try something else. I don't want to use Omnisphere necessarily. One, because it's been running slowly, but also just I use Omnisphere too much. But I also do really like Omnisphere, so maybe we will go ahead and throw it on here. Let's just try it. It's going to take it a minute to load up. I don't know why Omnisphere has been taking forever to load, but it has just been extremely slow lately. So, waiting. It'll pull up eventually. Yeah, Omnisphere is amazing. I think right now I still have like my old OS hard drive in this computer, and I think it's confusing things a little bit. So I need to pull that out and have it not boot to that anymore. Or it's not booting to it. But I think just the fact that I have like 2 drives with operating systems on it is kind of pissing everything off a little bit. Let's do this. I'm going to, for the time being, just throw Omnisphere up like that. I know it looks a little bit messy, but you can see what's going on. We have some, actually, I should do this. I should make a, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's just go back to Reaper here for a second. So we're going to call this like Omni 1, Omni 2. I should save as a preset. I need to do that when I finish. Here I'm going to save it as a track preset. Omni 7 and Omni 8. Did I ever use Stylus RMX? I actually have not used Stylus. It's something that I've been wanting to do, but for some reason I've never gotten around to using it. Omnisphere. I've got to decide how I want to do this here. This could get real gross real fast. Actually, you know, I'm just going to pull Omnisphere out into its own group thing. Okay. I also mistyped. That should be Omni Channel 8. All right. Let's kill the master send on that. Now, if I did this right... Oh, I need to solo defeat my my talkback mic. That would be smart to solo defeat these. Okay. So let's check this out. I'm going to be smart and turn this down real fast because I'm 100% sure that it's going to be extremely loud because Omnisphere always is. Let's just nip that in the bud. Okay, so is it that it's not monitor enabled? No. It's somehow not sending. There we go. None. What am I doing wrong? Audio 1 to 2 to 1 and 2. Okay, so it's working. It's just not sending the audio correctly. Out A. Channel 1 should be going out A. I don't think I want to do that. So why? You can't hear me? Huh, that's weird. Let me check something. You're still not able to hear me? I feel like I'm seeing it metering, so it should be able to hear me. Omnisphere is still being a pain in the ass, and I don't know why it's not routing correctly. Yo, what's up, Johnny Beats? How you doing? Actually, you know what? I'll bet you I know why it is. I figured it out. It's because... Oh, you're good. I appreciate you looking out. Okay, so I think what it is that I want to do is I want to put Omnisphere in the group with all of the channels. Oh, you're good. I'm doing pretty good. Omni group. I don't know that this is the best way to do this or not, but there we go. Now it works. So that shouldn't parent send. So if I bring the volume of this all the way down, doesn't matter. Cool. Perfect, perfect. What DAW is this? I'm using Reaper. That's what I do most of my production with. Okay, so let's color code all of this. I think I want to make it like a really purpley color because I think that's what I usually use for Omnisphere. I don't actually remember what I use. You just met another guy that uses Reaper? Nice. Yeah, it's a really powerful program. There's a lot you can do with it for sure. This is Omnisphere VSTi. Just so I can keep track. And to explain the reason that I'm doing this, it's because I want to be able to send the MIDI anywhere I want to send it. Do I need to create separate tracks? Or let's see here. If I do it like this, will this create a feedback loop if I do no audio but send the MIDI into channel 1? Interesting. So it's sending it, but when it returns, it's not wanting to play. You got a new interface today and you're having some teething problems? Ah, fun. Gotta love that. Let's see here. Okay. So it is something to do with the fact that it's going to the same track that the MIDI is on. That kind of sucks. I guess in some respects it makes sense because you don't want like a feedback loop happening. No MIDI. Unless I click the wrong thing over here. Oh, you know what? No, that's right. Okay, so I can't send the MIDI from the same track, which means I'd have to have double the amount of tracks to be able to pull this off. That's kind of gross. I don't love that. It's not the end of the world by any means, but it's not ultimately how I would like to do this. I can just send it from here, can't I? Oh wait, hold on. Why is that? So what if I just leave this up here? And get rid of that. Okay, so at least that gives me Omnisphere back. I can do some weird MIDI channel stuff and just have it all on different MIDI channels on the main track. It's not my like preferred way to do it necessarily. What's up, Turtle? How you doing? I feel really bad because I let Darth know that you were streaming last night, and I was like, oh yeah, let's go watch him. And then as soon as like you popped on, I like passed right out. So I feel bad. I was gonna try and pop into your stream and hang out last night, and I fell right to sleep. Let's see here. The type I want is not something epic. I want something very analog, something very mellow. And let's definitely turn autoplay off. Actually, the autoplay could be kind of helpful in this case. Let's turn it on. It's a real good start. We're using some Access virus stuff. Cool. I missed some top quality suffering, huh? Well, that's always good. So let's see here. I got some pretty. I'm just using like root position chords, or yeah. So I'm starting with a G minor up top. And I might change that because I feel like it could use a little, yeah, make them suffer. How was camping? Camping was a lot of fun. I had a good time. So let's turn the arpeggio deal off. Let's grab the Omnisphere VST. And I need to go actually remember to do this because my thing's all fuckery. My MIDI controller, that is. I need to unlearn some host automation here because it likes to be all stupid. At least I know how I finally found where that was. It took me like 2 years to figure out what was causing that stupid automation glitch. I still don't know what this effects glitch thing is here, but whatever. So now let's set this to be HST3. Oh, right. I need to monitor enable it. Oh, I wonder if that's why it wasn't working with the send. All right. All right, real quick, let's come over to the keyboards. I'm gonna mess around with this intro for a minute. So let's see here. I need to move my microphone. I was starting with E flat major 7, and then going to a flat. Is that a major 7 as well? It is A flat major 7, but in second inversion, or third inversion technically. So I want to come up with a 4. I'm only going to use 2. I think I'm only going to use a 2-chord loop here. Actually, do I want to do something else? What if I went to F7? No, not F7. It'd be F minor 7. Is this a new original for the music stream? Yes. I started writing this today. I think I'm going to start writing like my first solo record, the first like J Double record. And so this is kind of the first song for that. Sorry for the camera being all kind of like goofy for my face. I'm trying to come up with a way to show off what all's going on, so hopefully it's not too gross. and then we'll go to that again. And then I'll do F minor 7, because that still like resets okay. But how do I want to voice the chords? Do I want to do these block chords? And if I am, can I like mix up the voicings a little bit? I feel like I need to get the voicings to be a little bit more open. I don't like how like thick these are. So maybe instead of, I'm gonna do a vocal melody with the vocoder. So maybe instead of doing a melody, because I was gonna do a melody. Maybe what I'll do is instead is I'll open up the voicings. You can use F7 as a secondary dominant. Yeah, I could go to that, but because of the nature of like what I'm playing, it's just not. It doesn't have a strong enough pull because I'm gonna be going back to that E flat. So it'd be like a 2-7 chord, and I don't know if a 2-7 back to a 1 major 7 would sound as strong as I'm kind of hoping for. Maybe. I thought about it when you, like before you had said that, and I just wasn't sure if because it would come in like right here, right? You'd go like here, and then you could like I feel like the F7 would be something I would use when I was ready to get out of the verse and head to a new section of a song, maybe, because actually it does sound good, but I don't know if it leads me back into that E flat 7 as well as I like. So I might use that F7 when I'm ready to like go somewhere else. It is a pretty jazzy move, but especially with what I got going on here, I feel like I can get away with some jazzier moves, and I wouldn't mind using the F7. I'm almost curious if I could use the F7 to like modulate to a whole new place, because that would take me to, because I could get into like a, I mean, the obvious move would be like the B flat minor 7, but because I could like, that would give me like you know, some like mode mixture type stuff. I could be moving from C minor into C Dorian by doing that. So let's see here, F7. Like I could use that to get to a B flat major 7, and that'd be kind of cool because then that would like lead me into some Dorian territory. So I could find a way to like kind of lean on that minor 6 and turn it into a major 6 when I go to the. But it's starting to get, you know, you gotta, I feel like I gotta be careful with that a little bit because it can get into elevator music territory. If I were gonna go F7, I would want to voice the B flat, maybe like do something like B flat 7 over D maybe. Anyway, that's gonna be like for a later section for sure. But you know what I mean? It definitely feels like it's getting into elevator music territory. And I think for now, what I want to do is spread these voicings out, because I think doing block voicings sounds a little bit flat, and doing some big spread voicings could sound really cool with this pad. I think I'm gonna leave the high note off though. So we're putting the 3rd and the 5th up top. Do I want to maintain that when I switch to here? Because I could kind of keep these shell voicings going, but then I'm losing my root. Let's see here. What do I want to do for this chord? Like, I like waiting to bring that C in. We could go up, that works. And then ooh, I kind of like getting into the 9 there. Let's stay on that G minor arpeggio, and we'll just kind of let that reinforce. Cool. I feel like I'm liking where that's going. Let's pull up the DAW here and see if we can play along with it and see what it sounds like. I also really dig this pad a lot. I'm gonna get rid of that. You ever tried spelling them 1573? Let me see. 1 5, and then my 7 would be there, and then put the 3 there. That is a nice voicing. That's a much more like guitar-esque kind of voicing, isn't it? I guess a guitar usually would have like the first, the third, the seventh, and then the fifth up top is, yeah, 1 3 7, and then put the 5 up top if you're gonna use it. I think that's a more common guitar voicing. That is a cool voicing. So let's see here. 1 5 7. I mean, it's essentially what I was doing, just adding the 5th in because I was playing just 1 7, just doing a shell voice. Which I kind of don't hate the shell voicing for the first one, and then the second one I have a inversion anyways. Right? It's basically just putting the 5th in the bass, which I don't hate. I think I'm gonna leave the 5th out, because if I leave the 5th out, I can do more with other instruments. And then, so then what do I want to do with the chord the second time? Do I want to like, so let's see here, where's it gets really dicey to yeah, especially with a sound like this that has so much harmonics in it. The 5th is like almost not even noticeable sometimes. I'm thinking about trying to get spicy and throw the 7th into the bass for the motion down, but because I do have like a bass guitar or a bass synth that's going to be, you know, filling up that low end. So if I did like an octave, and that would let me that's a cool, like if I do the sus chord there, add the 9th, and hit the 9th right when I get that interval in there. And then do the 7th, which I think will sound a lot better once I have the boy, that's a hard move for a not piano player. I'm going really far into this without checking it with the drums and everything. All right, let's try it along with everything else and see how that sounds. I kind of like this idea of having like a 4 chord, like it's just 2 chords, but it changes. And that can be kind of like my verse. So let's check that out and see how it sounds. Yo, dude, the silence noise. What is up, everybody? How are you all doing? Oh, add the evil that you do to the set. Man, I've been looking at that for a while, and I really need to spend some time learning that solo again. So what's up, everybody? Welcome for joining. Sorry for my hair being completely covering my face. Silence, you'll be excited. I'm actually working on new music for the first time in forever and a day. I'm actually writing. It never happens. We're playing some of this chill vibes. I'm trying to get some, yeah, new music. So let me start playing what I'm going here. Let's see if I can play along with it. I just wrote this progression and I'm not sure how it's gonna go yet. Oh, I don't have a click. See how the 7th works. Ooh, I actually like it a lot. Nope, I did the wrong note there. Yo, thank you so much for the follow, Lixie. Appreciate that. You can't tell if I have tats or shadows on my arm? No, I definitely do have tattoos. I don't have them finished yet because I'm poor. Where am I that I need a beanie indoors? It's actually like 80 degrees outside right now. It's really freaking hot. I just wear the beanie because it keeps the hair out of my face. So I need to make sure to get down to that A flat. Yo, thank you so much for the host, Sabilu. I appreciate you. I gotta remember. This has a very like ocean-y kind of vibe to it to me. Let me get this click track back on here and get myself a little bit closer to the drum entrance. Yeah, long hair is kind of a pain in the ass. Yo, International Space Bacon, thank you so much for the host. And Lixie, thank you for the follow. Let's see if I can get this progression. I do like that 7th a lot. I feel like that, I think that worked. The 9th felt good. Or like using the 9th from the other chord as well, so it kind of like holds together nicely. Let me record that and then we can move on. I still need to figure out how I want to deal with that stupid synth. All right, cool. Oh, I had so many things record enabled that I didn't need to. Let me spin over here and we'll do some fixing. Okay, so let's just look at Reaper here for a minute. We need to get rid of those and those and those. Delete selected. Cool. And then let me rename this thing. This is going to be verse pad 1. What setup am I using? Or what cameras am I using? They're mostly Sony cameras. I have a couple, I think most of them are A6000s, and I have one A5100 that I'm using on this stuff right here. Also, thank you so much, everybody. Oh, dude, Unicorn, I didn't even see that $5. Thank you so much. I appreciate that so much. That's super, super kind of you. So, oops, I did not mean to enter into my MIDI editor there. So we've got that going. I Moonlight as YouTube stage manager. Yeah, exactly. Let's see here. So we've got this pad. Oh, that's what I needed to do. I needed to turn off the recording on these tracks. I need to disable them so it doesn't try and record every single time. We'll just click the right button here, record disable. I want to be able to hear these things. These are basically all stuff that I'm sending out to my effects rack. Turtle Hermit, you do have a cute name, Turtle. You're so adorable. Let's go ahead and I want to make sure this is going to work with the vocal melody that I have going on. I haven't finalized this. I don't have any like lyrics or anything, so I don't know if it's going to stick. Thank you so much, NZ Ninja. Take it easy. And yeah, thank you so much, Silence. Okay, so I definitely want to have that vocal melody change a little bit. Should go up. Should match the D, or wait, what are we doing here? We got a G. Let's go down. There. And it needs to be a little bit later. Yeah, you're not off the mark. He is definitely an old perv that lives on an island. All right. One of these days I'll have to come up with some lyrics for this, huh? Well, I don't know of a good way to do this, so I'm just going to do it kind of the ugly way. We'll call this Omni MIDI 1. It's not going to be extremely pretty, but it'll work. Input none. Actually, I could probably input it, but let's just send it to there and do only the MIDI. All, I don't want that to send all to all. I want it to send all to one. So it just goes into the first one. Okay, and it's not working. Why? Why for no work? It shouldn't need that up. It shouldn't matter. Okay, so let's see if we can figure this out. Why does this not want to send MIDI? Oh, weird. It'll do it. Oh, no, it's not doing it. There we go. Teach a kid named Carrot. It'll make you famous. And sorry if I'm falling a little bit behind on chat. I'm trying to understand why I'm stupid and why this isn't working. I know I do this in my my big stream, so I don't know why it's not playing here. Why you no play nice? Is it because it's in the same bus? Let's find out. Nope, that's not why. Parent send is not the answer. It should be. Oh, I see why. I sent it to the wrong channel. I'm an idiot. This goes into the Omnisphere VST with no audio and send MIDI all into MIDI channel 1. Now it'll work. Hey! You send it to the right place and it works. No worries, Sabilu. Thank you so much for coming in and hanging out. And again, Silence Noise, thank you so much for the raid. For anybody who doesn't already know Silence, I imagine most people in my chat already know of the Silence Noise, but I really appreciate you. Definitely go give him some love. I don't know that I love the color of that, but we'll go with that for now. All right, so I've got my Omnisphere block. Let's... I really need to write lyrics for this vocal melody before I move on, I think. Just pull the volume of this down a bit. That pad's a little loud. So let's... see, can we get some reverb going here? I also should probably solo defeat all of these so that... There we go. It sounds way better with the capital send. Okay. So let's work on this intro a little bit. I've got this, I think I want to have some pan automation going on this. Oops. So let's do some pan swirling. What do we say? Actually, I almost wonder if I want to use the auto panner effect, because that could be kind of cool. Let's try it out. Let's try the auto panner and see what it does. Panner. Also, I got to be careful about my DSP. It looks like I have plenty. We're fine. Master send. Let's... I don't remember what this thing is called. It's not auto tune. It's probably just called something with pan. Cyclosonic panner. There we go. So I think what I want to do is go ahead and totally kill the main send. Send you down to the panner. There we go. And let's make sure that's pre-fader. Let's get rid of the click for a minute. Yo, dude, Thomas Frank, thank you so much for the raid. Wow, today is just the day of raids, huh? How was your stream? Thanks for coming in and joining us, everybody. I'm working on some new tunes here. Starting to write some new songs, so hopefully your stream was really good. Thanks everyone for coming in and hanging out. Let's turn that down a bit. Should I just turn the panner down? I think I should just turn the panner down a little. I also kind of want to mess around with this a little bit because let's try. Do I want like a square waveform? That could be kind of cool. Let's match the tempo at least. Yeah, that's pretty cool. What does the reverse mode do? Just trying to find something that's kind of like audibly cool sounding. What does dual stereo mode sound like? That's more what I'm looking for. And then I think I want to have something a little bit quieter behind it. I also wonder, did I set that up correctly the first time? Is that why that didn't work? No, that's fine. So I need another MIDI channel. Omni MIDI 2. Yeah, thank you so much for the raid. Both Thomas Frank and Silence Noise. Super awesome of you. So we want to send MIDI all to channel 2 this time. And let's just go ahead and build the keyboard in this time. Just make it easier. Monitor enable it. Cool, there we go. What were you doing on stream today? Doing some music stuff? Okay, so I think I want to do... Man, Omnisphere is just running so slow. I kind of feel like I want to do something like super retro-y. Did some jamming over song requests. Nice. Doing the old guitar playing. Let's see what we got in some of these retro tones. Why is that panned? I don't feel like it should be. Let me double check that I don't have any weird panning happening out here. Okay. That's actually pretty cool right there. Let's drop it down an octave. So this is kind of what I was hoping for, just something real subtle. Do I want to do full chords? Well, let's mess with it and find out. I don't know if I want to do full chords with this or not, or if I just want something subtly behind. One sec, I forgot. I did forget. Let me pull Omnisphere back up. And then let's bring that, oh, let's do this one. That way we can see everything. This is going to be kind of tricky because I'm going to need to be able to hear the click, but I need to make sure that what I'm playing is sounding good. Oh, started with the wrong chord. I thought it sounded a little weird. I should also probably bring my mic over here, huh? Ooh, yeah. We'll go ahead and throw that D up there. Should I walk up to it, though? I feel like I should walk up to it. Does it go twice? Because if so, I think what I'm going to do is do it... Yeah, ooh. Like walk the melody down and then... Get that ninth up there to create some tension right before we make the switch. Or I guess that's not really a ninth in this case. It's the Lydian chord. definitely get that sharp 11, and then we'll do some kind of effect to go along with the other thing. What's up, Max the Drums? How you doing? Let's see if we can track this down. Cool, that worked. Let's go do some cleanup now. Yeah, I do feel like it's slowly getting there. We'll call this Omni Intro Pad, which I probably should have done this on channel 1 instead of 2, but whatever. We're already in it. Is this track going to be all synth? I have no idea, honestly. I don't really know where this is going to go just yet. Instead of calling this drum center, we'll call this verse 1. I really, this is kind of like a little progression that I play with Deanie every now and again, and I thought I'd start there and trying to develop it into a song. I set up the guitar stuff so that if I decide to add some guitar into it, I can. Or if I want to throw some real bass or something in there, I can definitely do that. I just need to kind of work through it and see where I'm going to want stuff. I'm actually kind of thinking about adding a guitar part into this verse, though, like some chimey guitar stuff. Maybe we'll do that next. Let's see here. I wanted to hear this without the click track, though. Clean Fender with a ton of delay. Yeah, that's kind of exactly what I was thinking. I think this pad might be a little bit loud. Okay, let's just do this. Let's just throw the screen there. Okay, and then real quick before we get too far in here, I want to save this multi so I don't lose it. Let's save the multi into this. We'll put it into here. We'll call this song 1 until I can come up with a better name for it. That way I at least don't lose the patches. Yeah, you know what? Why don't we go ahead and do that? Why don't we go ahead and do some guitaring? Let's guitar. Let me grab my guitar. 1 sec. Yeah, I was definitely planning on trying some guitar. I knew I would probably want to, so I set up a, let's see if I can grab that. I've got like a camera here so we can actually see what I'm doing. If I can get free of all the cables. Come here. Oh man, I'm actually kind of glad I have a slightly longer cable right now. Okay, for the moment, let's do the 4 tile so you can see what I'm actually doing on the computers. And sorry, I'll try and remember to keep the microphone and stuff around as I go. Let's make sure this is working. Guitar. Hey, look, I have a guitar. Let's monitor enable it. First things first, let's get my trusty PT100. And let's not be on channel 2 because you're loud. Where is power soak? Let's power soak that a bunch. The bright switch going. Let's get the boost going so we get some like gain action happening. Because I think I don't want it to be too clean. You know, I want to have some grit to what's going on here for sure. Let's Let's add some treble. Let's add some presence and feedback. All right, and I think it's gonna go on during the mellow section. So let me just loop that. I might try just like messing around with some lead for a minute, just to kind of get my feet wet here. Let's do this. Let's bring the volume down quite a bit more. Feels like it matches now. And then let's get some reverb and delay going on it for sure. Wet feet. I have no idea. How much reverb is this? Nice and wet. And then let's do some space delay, because the space delay is where the magic's at. All right, we're just gonna loop this for a minute. I'm just gonna kind of mess around with it. I'm gonna kill the vocal for a minute. That's kind of cool. Oh, this strat is like, this is my go-to. I gotta keep remembering the strat's not tuned the same as the keyboard. There we go. E major. Need some more compression for this. That should have been. Wonder what it sounds like if I go for a little bit hairier kind of deal here. Let's switch over to the. Let's drop the gain down. Still a little too much gain. Probably because I have the boost on, so we'll just do like almost no gain and all boost. There's just like no avoiding the 80s butt rock coming out of me though when I start playing a guitar. Okay. So let's see here. We got a simple 2-chord vamp. Let's get back over to our clean channel here. I think what I want to do here is something with a lot of delay and a lot of wash. So let's drop the direct volume of the guitar a bit, I think. So let's drop the direct volume and just really hammer away at this reverb and delay. Get all of our there we go. That's pretty cool. I'll probably have to work on the tones a little bit later, but let's see here. So we're starting with let me get this onto my pad so I can play it. Apparently that doesn't work to play. That's weird. Oh, I didn't monitor enable it. Dummy. I need to octave up. Also, this thing keeps bumping my microphone stand. I should move it so it doesn't do that so much. So we're using these kind of like shell voices for... so we're starting with E flat major 7. And then it's going to... A flat major 7. That's not right. Oh, right, I'm transposing. So it's just going to be A major 7. So it's E major 7 to A major 7. And we're definitely not going to use these root position jazz voicings. Like, these are way too elevator jazz for this. What's up, Creative? You can see it right up here. It's the Universal Audio PT100. That's the amp that I'm using for this. So let's see here. This is my progression. Let's see what it sounds like. I think I want to just do a single guitar, and let's pan it off to the right. I think I'm gonna do something like that, just like arpeggiating. Ooh. Yeah, the Brainwork stuff and the UAD stuff are all really good. That could give me a nice kind of like... maybe something like that. I don't know. You started writing a new song today yourself? Nice. Yeah, I was kind of bummed out because I wanted to pop into your stream and hang out when I saw it go live, but I wasn't, I was stuck at work, sadly. Still not sure about streaming today. How so? I don't want to do something melodic. That's my first voice. Oh, nice. You hung out in real life with a friend today? Do I want to drop to something that low? Nice. Playing guitar at a park sounds like a lot of fun. There's no way I can reach that. How else could I phrase this? Oh, it's even the same chord there. So that actually kind of makes that kind of fun. So it's the same kind of intervallic shape. That could sound cool. You have to get me to do some solos. That does seem to be like what I do on Twitch is guest solos. I do a lot of them. Let's see how this sounds. Oops. Where's that first one at? I don't know if I want this to happen right on the 1. I feel like I want it to happen. I think I like that better. It's kind of a nice, like, jangly. Okay, so I like that. I want to pull like all of the bass out of the amp, I think, and just do like some real high, something just like with a lot of high end so it pops out of the mix a little bit. Maybe the answer is to do like a 112 cabinet instead of like a 212. Maybe that'll get me more the sound that I'm looking for. Oh, I did see that you got a Stream Deck. That's awesome. How has programming it been going? I know they took me a little while to figure out how to program. Oh yeah, the 112's where it's at. Oh, nice. I have a lot of experience programming Stream Decks, well, at least with certain things. For like, I need to work on being able to do some of the more advanced multi-actions. I haven't done a ton of those, but I do know a bit about them. So, I think that's going to be my lick here. That's kind of what you want done. Yeah, I know the basics of how it works, but I would need to like refresh myself. I'm going to do this real quick. I know that I have this here, so I'm going to go ahead and record. This is going to sound really weird. I'm going to record this real fast, so I'm going to kill my mic while I do it. Embrace. Thing does some super glitchy, weird stuff when I'm not actually like controlling it in the moment with the keyboard. I just want to have like a temp track so I know what I'm working with here. I don't know why this is being all buggy. We're just gonna hide the lanes. I'll deal with it later. Okay. I don't have any lyrics yet is my problem. And I want to make sure this is going to sound good over it, but that manipulator deal is way hot. Let's turn it down. Turn the guitar back on. I might add some more, decided too tired to stream today. Yeah, I don't blame you. I thought I was going to be too. I was not planning on continuing on with the stream. I really kind of thought I was going to be bailing on it. After I do this, I need to get some lyrics. Hip kind of hurts, man. I get that. Yeah, doing anything seems to really really wear on you. I get that. I don't know. I don't know. I need to listen back on that because I wasn't sure exactly where I was phrasing everything. I think I kind of like continued on in a few moments where I didn't necessarily need to. I definitely timed it differently the first time and the second time, so let's listen to that. Yeah, let me mess with that a little bit. I'm gonna get rid of that take and try it again. I just got to try and figure out how it flows with the vocal melody in there. I don't want to step on that. I do really like this particular voicing though. This is kind of a cool chord. Even though I think it's, yeah. So it's what, a sus 4 chords? I think it works to just keep it like that. I think that sounded just fine. I'm gonna record that. There we go. Yeah, I just saw that message pop up on my Discord. I'll make sure to check that out. You have one workaround, but it takes up double the amount of space on your Stream Deck. Oh, gotcha. Have you learned how to use profiles yet? Verse melody 1. And then I need to make a thing for guitar. Because profiles are like the single most like useful thing in the whole Stream Deck. Here, I'll show you real quick what they're useful for. Let me switch over to not Camsys. Let's go over to vMix. This is the computer that has my vMix stuff. So I'll show you like I can pull up the Stream Deck software here and show you like what's so useful about these profiles. So like right here, this is running all of the Stream Deck stuff for this project that I'm in right now. But you'll see the stuff change as I hit the buttons on here. So like if I'm in my music stream, I could go to my music stream and run outputs or the previews, quick plays, my different transitions. So like I'm able to run, essentially it's like having like 50 Stream Decks right here. And then if I'm not doing music, I can hit the profiles button and go to my game stream and I have all of my game stream stuff laid out. If I'm not there, I hit profiles, come back into writing, all my stuff is here. And then from here I can hit these buttons and this is like how I switch all of the different views. Why not do folders? I don't know why they don't do folders. It'd be nice if they had something more like that, but profile seems to be the easier way to get around, or at least when I was setting it up originally, that seemed to be what was the easiest, so it's what I stuck with. Yeah, I know they do have like the folders, but like at least when I started doing this seemed to be easier. I might need to like look into that and check out the create folders thing. Because what's the idea here? You just jump inside of it and then you come back up. Yeah, it's basically like a pre-built version of doing the same thing, right? But maybe a little bit more organized. But can you do profiles inside of folders? I don't know that you can do profiles inside of folders. So yeah, like at least for what I'm doing, because I'm using it as like pages inside of a thing. Like basically, I think once you're inside of a folder, you wouldn't have like a way to switch over to a different page inside of that folder. Like that's kind of like the bottom of the barrel, it seems like. I'll have to mess with that though. That could be interesting. Oh, you can? Well, then maybe I need to completely redo all of this. See, you learn new things every single day. I'm sitting here telling you I can help you out, and you help me almost immediately. All right, so let's take a look at Reaper here. Yeah, I'll mess around with that. I'm gonna kill this vocal. I think this played okay over it. Let's bring the direct volume of that down even more. Because I want it to be more like that. Maybe we only introduce that like halfway through or something. Let's pan it a little bit farther. Okay. You don't think you can? Okay, so once you're in a folder, that is the bottom. That must be why I chose to not go that route. It's funny, like, there's so many things that I set up and don't even like remember why I set them up the way that I did, you know? Like, it's been a year since I set up my Stream Deck for the first time, so I just don't even remember why I made so many of the choices that I did sometimes. Green is not a good color for guitar. I don't like it. You can infinite folders, but getting around could be easier with profiles. Yeah, I think it is actually, personally. But, you know, to each their own. Okay, so let's make a guitar group. Guitars, Sabu. You've done that with some things, not a Stream Deck, but you know the feeling. Oh, man, it's just, there's so many things that you get into it and you don't even remember really why or what you did, you know? I wish Reaper was better about understanding this right here, what I'm trying to do. There we go. So we'll call this verse guitar candy. And I honestly might, oh, never mind. I know what I'm doing. We're gonna back and forth this. So let's go this way with it. We'll go 60% this way. And then do exactly the opposite. Go 60% this way. And then if I add like a bit like right there and right there, we should be able to get those to fade the delays. For me, it's usually your workflow for videos and folder organization. Yeah, like organization is probably the hardest part of streaming, in my opinion. I feel like staying organized is like one of the biggest struggles of doing all of this crap. Also, why is my grid like at 128th? I want quarter note grid. 128th is gross. That's what I did when I was younger and thought that I wanted all of the resolution. It's a bad idea, by the way. So let's do this. Let's drop in a couple points, set that back to centered, and then do the same here, just in case I want to do something else with this track later that's not panned. I can always just grab this and copy it later. All right, actually, I don't think I need this point. I can just get rid of that. See how this sounds with some panning automation to it. I dig that. I think I want to go farther than 60% though. Let's go like 75%. Oh man, I totally understand. There's so many things that like you think in the moment that you're doing the right thing, organizing, you think you're putting it in the right place, and then you're like, wait, why did I do this? Why is this here? Why didn't I put it in this other folder that's clearly for this? What was I thinking? I've done that entirely too many times. Let's bring that to there so that it's just nice and clean. Let's also have this. Like, there's just been so many times throughout all of this stream stuff that I have made decisions that, like, they seemed like a great idea in the moment. And then, like, part of it, too, is, like, it's hard to organize correctly because you kind of don't know what's going to happen in another month or two, right? Like, you don't really know what it is you're going to do. So you set up this organization scheme and then something changes and throws everything out of whack. Hate it. I hate it. And then let's also do this. Let's have it be about that loud at the end, but let's start with it a little quieter. Maybe that's even a little too loud at the end. Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with this kind of just chill, like, relax vibe type stuff. It's just kind of hard to write because I don't know how long to go with things, you know? Now, a question is, do I want to... Do I want to do any guitar stuff with the beginning? I don't know, it would need to be something more ethereal. I almost feel like there's already too much going on. Like, there's already a couple things going, but I do want, like, some sound effect-y kind of stuff. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Ooh, I actually kind of didn't hate that. Let's see if we can mess with this for a minute. Can I move around and change things without totally breaking the studio and knocking things over? There's no guarantee that that's going to happen. Move the microphone. So we're gonna start with this church chord. This is definitely like Jesus Take the Wheel chord. That's definitely not what I want to do. Because that's basically just adding a ninth to my 7. Turning this into an E major 9 chord, which, what was I doing? Was I playing the 9 up top? G is the 3rd, so no, I wasn't playing the 9th up top, so adding that with the guitar could be kind of cool. And then we're going to A major 7. So what can I add to an A major 7? Actually, I could probably play the exact same chord again because I'm playing a... I have the 7th and the 9th right there. What are you? Are you a 6th? Yeah. So I might want to change that. Nope. I just like that ocean of delay thing. So it'd come in like right here. Nah, it's too much. I just want the delay part. Maybe instead of a 3-note thing, I should just do like a 2-note drop voice type thing. So let's see here. For my first chord's an E major 7. I already kind of have those kind of things going. Just doing octaves. So what if I put the... There. Then bring it in. We'll just start that off on the second loop of this. Have I got an idea for the rest of the song? Nope, I have no idea where I'm going. I haven't thought anywhere near that far yet. Oops. Yeah, so I'm thinking it'll come in on this second half. No, I don't like the 7. I want it to just be the A up top. So what can I do with the bass note to... If I put the 9th in the bass, that would be pretty clashy, but I could put the 3rd in the bass probably pretty comfortably. I think that would sound okay. Look, I need the click track to know where I'm at. Yeah, 3rd in the bass sounds great. I don't know if I want to do anything like that with it. I might try and do that with a different instrument. See if I can orchestrate things a little better. So, we'll do this voicing. See if we can get it. I'm going to pull this back here. I might end up doing this different guitar track. Cool. I will rename that for now. Put it into guitar. You like the guitar run after the octaves in the drum part? Yeah, I think I'm gonna do a run. I just might do it with a different instrument instead of a guitar. Do it with like a really nice like subtle synth or something. Is kind of what I was thinking. Real quick, I'm gonna run to the restroom. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna be lazy. You ready? I'm gonna hang up the guitar for a moment. Let's kill this. Give me 1 second. I'm just gonna put this on loop, and you can listen to the dulcet tones of this loop while I run to the restroom real fast. Let's kill the click track though. Maybe someone will have some good ideas while I'm gone. I'll be back in like a couple seconds. I'm not so sure that the idea that it's good hold music bodes well for it being good music. It might be too what's the word for it? A little too elevator music. But I think I can do something cool with it. So real quick, I do want that running for a minute. Magic cue here. I think we need to change the color vibe in here. Is there some interference coming through, scratching? That's probably the drum kit. Like there's a, like the hi-hat thing is like a scratchy kind of sound. That should get rid of it. So it's probably right in here. There's like a little tambourine shaker kind of thing that sounds scratchy. I thought it had a cool lo-fi vibe to it, so that's why I used it. Oh. Which I still needed to decide exactly what I'm going to do mix-wise for this thing. I don't really know yet, but yeah, it's definitely meant to be there. Oh, but where... See, here's the problem. Like, one thing I always run into with songs is, like, I could sit here and start doing production stuff. Let's create this blank track right here. But if I do that, a lot of times I don't end up getting... I don't end up getting a good feel for getting the rest of the tune. Take it easy, Destroy. Thank you so much. I'm sure it's going to take some time to develop it out and figure out where it's going to be, but appreciate you stopping in. Hope you have a good night. Create a spacer there. I'm not going to worry too much about spacers, I don't think. Actually, yeah, let's put a couple in here real quick. Let's, I don't know why I'm doing it that way. I want to lock this, don't I? Lock track height. And then let's also mute it. Let's copy and paste it a couple times and use that to separate things out just a little bit. That way we've got some visual separation here of the different elements. Create my kind of virtual console. There we go. Now I have a decent idea of what's going on. So much routing for something that doesn't have much going on, doesn't have a whole lot going on yet. Yep, you got to keep them separated. Absolutely. So where do I want to go from here? Do I want to continue? Do I want to go straight to like a chorus? Do I want to have like a bridge section back to a verse? Because we're already getting kind of long for not getting to a chorus, and I was kind of hoping to avoid the super prog stuff of my past and do something that's a little bit more straightforward, a little bit more in line with pop music. I don't know how this sounded without actually that's interesting. Why isn't this soloing? Why isn't that breaking the solo? There's no reason that should be going. Is it? It's because of the weird effect thing. Man, I don't understand. Like, there's some kind of broken thing with Reaper. Yep. It's the send thing again. This is happening in my master project, and I'm still not entirely sure why it's happening. Actually, I don't hate that. I might, I might pan it off to the side here. Also, I don't know why I'm doing this. Let's there. Now it's working correctly. I don't know why I'm doing things wrong today. I'm just being it almost sounds like a digital octave. Yeah, it kind of does, huh? It's got a very interesting sound to it. I'll decide if I want to come back to that later or not. Also, it's weird that my vocal mic sounds different coming straight through console instead of through Reaper. I love this tape echo, this Galaxy tape echo. It's so good. What does that sound like with just the It sounds like an end of the record kind of song. I feel like. You guys have an Echo Rec pedal? Nice. That must have been a lot of fun to play around with. Okay, so where am I gonna go from here? Like, do I want to drop out the drums maybe, and do something with like like a digital piano type thing. Maybe that's what I want to do. And yeah, this is, I think the one that I'm using here is a similar deal. Let me pull it up here. The one that I'm using is this thing, the Galaxy Tape Echo. I think it's probably a similar type thing, but they're always a lot of fun. So let's go back into Omnisphere here. You could see this as an outro for an album. Yeah, exactly. I feel like it, kind of has that vibe. So let's send this up to Omnisphere, which is apparently up here, and it shouldn't be. Let's move it up to the top, and we sent it to the VST. Let's send it to MIDI channel 3, and I'm really feeling like I want to play with a Rhodes. So let's go to channel 3. And for anybody who's curious about this, you'll notice I do a lot of weird routing outside of the plugins themselves. I like to be able to route out to like outboard reverbs and delays and things like that, and routing it out into Reaper kind of lets me have a little bit more flexibility. So that's why I'm doing that. I kind of want to try the warm deal here. What do you sound like? I should probably... Ooh, yes. Come on, Omnisphere. Keep up. It's like freaking out here. There we go. It's going to take it a moment to load this preset up all the way. So let's set it to my MIDI keyboard in, and then monitor enabled that, and we should be able to. Let's, I don't know if this is exactly the deal we're going to use, but for a minute, let's go play with keyboards. So if I could change the chord. I feel like this is where this is where I need to come up with like a chord change that'll let me get into like a chorus or something. I could do something like, and then like I was thinking about doing, I don't know. I can't quite seem to make that that F7 work the way that I want it to work. Like I could get over to a B flat major 7, but do I want to go there? I kind of feel like doing some of these big spread voicings. Maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll just like walk straight down. Like it's kind of boring, but we could do it. We could go to a diminished chord. The real question is, do I want to like full on commit to the chromatic walk? Because I could like go down to the diminished and then do like a... No, that's not gonna work. I still want to get back to a minor. So what if I just do the diminished, yeah. Oh man, this sustain pedal sucks. That doesn't sound horrible. And then switch it to... What do I need to do? And then we could like kick into something else on a C minor. So we could essentially move from doing the E flat major into being in like kind of more of a considered C minor thing. And like that's where it could hit and pop into something a bit heavier. The real question is how I'm going to replicate that each time. I think that works as a transition. Nope. So we're only changing one note, so we're just getting into like a parallel mode here. So it's kind of like a real... And then that's our new key. Let's try recording that in and see how it sounds. I feel okay about that. It doesn't feel like a great transition, but it's not the worst thing in the world either. And we can have like something else. Although it is kind of like a little like generic for me. It's kind of what I always do. Oh, maybe the sustain pedal will work better if it's the right side up. And then D diminished. Oh, I'm not doing a full on D diminished, am I? What was I doing? No, it is a D diminished 7. Is that what I want to do though? It's a little bit like just walking straight block chords down. But even though it is like walking, oh, well, welcome back, Creative. So it's a little bit like super close voicings, but I also think that maybe helps sell the modulation. I am going to be doing something that's a little bit kind of like tugging on your ear thing a little bit. And then to the D. No, I don't want to go that dark. We could pull in like the that 7 chord. No, I think I like what I had. I want to lean into this like one note, but I think it's... I could modulate that as well, but I don't know that that gets it to the C minor. It doesn't, so if I only modulate the one note, I think it makes it kind of palatable to stay with. I don't want this to turn too much into jazz and have like the people who dislike jazz be like... But that gets me to my new place. So now we have kind of a new thing to build off of that might be more guitar oriented. Maybe even get into some power chords. We'll see. Let's track it in. Hopefully I didn't bore everyone to death there with trying to figure out this progression. I need my click. There we go. I had to find the tempo, but yeah, I want to try and blend it. Like my my natural instinct right now is to stick with the piano, but I do want to like make sure I'm getting guitar stuff going in there too. So let's see if I can find the tempo here. Nope, Didn't get down to the diminished chord. This part's tricky. Ugh. Nope, just the ninth. That's not bad. I do feel like this is gonna... I need to do it again because I'm still not getting that tempo right in the beginning. I feel like it needs like some rain sound effects or something. Ugh, gross. I just need to get it close and I can edit the MIDI. It's not a big deal. I'll probably play this on the real roads later. Ugh. Come on. We got this. Let me practice it. Has like a spider finger kind of vibe. I'm going to keep that one, but I'm going to do it again. Let's call this, we'll call this Roads Break. Take one. And let's do it again, one more time. And then we're moving on. Not perfect, but good enough for our purposes right here. Let's go back to Reaper, get myself my microphone. Because yeah, I think this will eventually still have like some vocals and other different, excuse me, other things over it. What did I name this? I named this like Roads Break. Take two. Excuse me, sorry about that. Also, this will be much easier to play when I do it on something with weighted keys. Doing it on these like super soft boards is not particularly fun. I need to get like a better MIDI controller to have over here for writing, because it does not catch dynamics at all. That's all right though. I still need to decide if I want to have all of these, like, it's very thick in the voicings there, so I don't know if it's going to stay that way or not. Let's assume for the moment, let's drop in markers here. We'll call this Roads Break. And then we're kicking in right here with the chorus. So we're going to assume this next part's going to be a chorus. And I think it'll probably use the same drum groove. Because like pop music very regularly uses a singular groove throughout a song, maybe with some variation. I don't know if I want to try and find some other grooves or if I want to just like really focus on this. I need to think about that. Need to decide. Also, let's take a look at the MIDI here real quick. What all am I using? Show all note rows. Oh, I just wanted to change the view. View, name notes. There we go. So this stuff up here is our shaker, and we have this kind of like little tabla hit. Kind of simple kick, snare, hi-hat pattern type stuff. So we can also kind of edit this and get our own groove going here. But I do really like this. Although I'm also tempted to use a whole secondary drum kit, you know? Like a whole different drum kit. where is that tabla effect thing? Let's bring this down because I feel like it's a little bit loud. Where's the... It's this one. Let's turn this down like a dB&1/2. It's cool, but I like it in the background a little bit more. And I still feel like it's a little bit hot. Let's go down like 4 dB. I definitely like it being there, but I don't want it to be too crazy hot. I kind of feel like I want this next section to kind of kick in with some more energy. I'm just not sure what yet. It's always a hard part, trying to figure out what to do for energy. I do need like a baseline for this whole thing, I guess. Where to go? Let's just kind of feel where we're at. I'm gonna play it from the top, and I want to feel out where we're at. Oh, oops. Main melody's still muted. This is very much just like going to sleep. Let's still throw that like, let's actually throw this like super wide for this particular segment. I think we're gonna go just like, we're gonna go all out here and go like 100% either way. That's just looking ugly. There we go. That looks better. And then we'll do that. We'll let the delays move. The shape should be Bezier. Bezier, I don't know how to say that. And then let's do the same thing with, not the volume, with this. That way the delay trails don't just like hard pan all of a sudden. Yeah, it's a cool drum sound. I just got this kit today. So I'm kind of, that was, honestly, if I'm being honest, like half the time I write new music, it's because I buy some new tool or some new plugin that the sound inspires me to write something new. As shitty as that sounds to say you have to spend money sometimes to feel creative, like sometimes it really like getting that new tool really drives an idea. You know exactly what I mean, creative. Okay, so one thing that this definitely needs is to go for twice as, it needs to go for twice as long before we hit this break. That was entirely too short. So let's do this. Let's convert all of these markers into regions. And I don't remember what my thing is for that. Actually, my automation is going to do weird stuff if I do that. Let's just do this. We're going to just move stuff ahead in time for a minute, and I'll reposition later. Luckily, I haven't done anything else yet. We'll stick this right there, because I don't know for sure that like this also gives me an ability to let this verse kind of like grow a little bit as we go. So these I think should be dead on. Let's get the drum kit going over here. And we'll probably change some of this. We'll probably like have it evolve or grow a little bit because I don't want it to be just like super repetitive the whole time. But I do think this means that we can have this guitar part come in later. Where's that new loop start? It starts right here. Oh, I screwed that up, didn't I? I think that's in the right place now. Because this is like, it's a pretty cool section, and it just felt like we went from a dropped out section. Oh yeah, get the record scratching sound. We can go ahead and, like if we're gonna do that, let's go ahead and add it now. I need to create a section here called Ear Candy. We'll call this vinyl noise. I never spell that right. Yeah, sorry. Ate something that's not sitting well with me. So I should have, is the name of the plugin just Vinyl? Yeah. Which honestly, I might use this plugin on some other things as well, but like honestly, this vinyl noise could be probably running underneath of the whole track, realistically. So dude, vinyl's so good. I don't know this, like this is a newer version of the plugin. I'm not as familiar with it. Oh, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Let's get some of that going. And like a little bit of buzz, just a little bit of noise. Okay. Now the real question here is, do I want to put this over the whole mix? I don't think I do, for the sake that like replicating that live can be really hard to pull off. But I'm also not completely opposed to it. We're going to try it real fast. I'm curious. Let's just copy this effect. And pull up my master bus here. And paste it in. Let's see what it sounds like over the whole thing. Oh wow, that causes all kinds of dropouts, doesn't it? So it's the scratch that causes the dropout. Okay, that's cool. You're just now learning there's a plugin for everything. Oh, dude. The one I want to buy next is there's a tape cassette emulator one that I really want to get. The tape cassette one is super amazing. Ooh, the warp. Like, I could use so much of that warp. I've got to be kind of careful with it because like it does impart like a ton of it imparts a ton of delay on my signal. Also, what's this? Gain. But I do like it over the master bus a lot. So I might throw that on when it gets time for like final mix down. And I'll just go ahead and put this one on for the vinyl noise, and it can just run. Because I do want that like kind of mechanical and electrical noise going. I don't know if we need it going throughout the whole track, but I usually kind of like to just leave it on throughout the track. Okay, we're also going to do something here that is kind of a staple of my writing, I think, and we're going to slow things down just a little bit for this moment, and then we'll bring it back up when we come back into the chorus, and maybe even a little faster, we'll see. Cool. I'm going to go ahead and turn the tape emulator or the vinyl emulator off for the moment, just because I don't want to have you all listening to crackle and noise for the whole time that I'm working. But we do need to do a little bit more of this kind of stuff. So let's check out, I'm just going to call this effects 1 for now. And let's pull up Contact. I know Omnisphere has some cool sound effects stuff, but I don't necessarily want to do a whole bunch of that. Let's check out Super Audio Cart and see what we have here. There's this cool new side of Super Audio Cart with PC sounds that I've been excited to try. Oh, I use Super Audio Cart all the time. It's such a good one, such a good plugin. Impacts. I don't want this to be like crazy loud. I just want like this is a House of Horrors. This is going to be entirely too much. Yeah, ISW does some really cool stuff. Like, I have this, and like Juggernaut by them is another ISW plugin that I have, and they just have some really cool stuff. Which actually I might try Juggernaut. There might be some cool stuff to find in there. Ooh, arpeggiators are always a lot of fun. I haven't actually used shreddage. Is it pretty cool? I mean, I'm assuming you're talking about it, so you think it's good, but all your bass and guitar MIDI tones, nice. Yeah, I haven't actually got to mess with like that kind of stuff. Okay, so this is not already doing an arpeggiator. Let's go take a look. This is for the C64. I figure I've never used this arpeggiator, so ample guitar is insane. I'll have to go take a look at that. I'm like always trying to find a better acoustic simulator. Do I have to like turn the arpeggiator on with this? Is there a button here somewhere? This is not my favorite. Let's try this. So somewhere in here I must need to turn the arpeggiator on. Such small little text. Yeah, it's a fun process. I really enjoy working on this stuff. Oh, there's like a randomized thing. Oh boy. Okay, I'm going to go to an arpeggiator that I understand a little bit better, because I actually do think I want something arpeggiating here. It wasn't initially what I had in mind, but let's get the good old, the Mini V2. I'm going to go ahead and just pull down the fader on this one, because I already know that this thing is a pain in my ass. It did sound like Mario. And that's what it was. It was like a computer and chips. I made this pad the other day. I think something like that could be kind of cool to use in here somewhere. I was messing around with this thing. I don't know where I'm going to use it. Maybe it would have to be in like the... I was thinking about for the Rhodes break, but it kind of moves fast. Okay. Let's try it. Ooh, okay, cool. I also forgot that I need to like show you the keyboards. You're getting you're tempted to invest in Arturia. The Arturia stuff is like really, really cool. I actually really like it. That's actually a good idea, Turtle. I'll mess around with that. I'll like have it like build up into it. Yeah, they're great stuff. Also, I should move this over here. I'm not gonna lie, like as long as we're being honest, like I do have a lot of toys like the Arturia stuff that I got as a NFR when I was working for GC. So I was able to like work with the company and get a little bit of a hookup. Which I'm not at all mad about. Because plugins are some expensive shit. Like I could do something like that. And that could make for a like pretty intense dropout right at the end. So I know I have the guitar thing. So actually, maybe what we'll do is we'll introduce the guitar, and then we'll bring this in right afterwards. Right here. Can't really hear it. Okay, so in the mix, I can only really hear the noise channel. So let's bring the noise channel down. Noise volume. Let's bring that way, way down. I'm just gonna hold it here so I can balance in the noise volume. And then I feel like it also needs a little bit less release. Decay time. Let's give it a little bit of decay time here. Okay, I'm gonna have to use the sustain pedal to pull this off. Does the sustain pedal not hold for this thing? It doesn't. Shit. Okay, I'll have to MIDI edit it. And then it'll just drop off. Okay, and I'll probably go in and like manually edit the cutoff, or like not manually edit, but like automate the cutoff, because that'll be a lot easier than trying to play it. But it'll work for this purpose here. But good idea, Turtle. I like it. Thank you. Can I recommend a sustain pedal? You mean like for a keyboard? The only ones I ever got were those like kind of cheap, what are they called? The Proline ones. Like I have a couple of these like really cheap things, but the ones that I like are the, I think they're still Proline ones. Let me look. Keyboard pedal. Yeah, this one right here. This is the one I use for like my good keyboards, at least, is this one. It's not bad. It's not crazy heavy. It's nothing like super special, but it gets the job done. It's a lot better than like these ones. The one that I'm using here is this like little square thing, and this thing just sucks. I definitely do not remember or recommend those. We'll call this verse build out. Now we got to do the hard part. Let's bring this up here. So one of the first rules with arpeggiators is something that kind of sucks about them is that you have to like hard grid edit them for them to work correctly. So let's get onto whole note grid, and we're just going to quantize the shit out of this. That's weird. The decay time like jumped up on me. I wonder if that's like automated somehow. Okay, that automated super weird. I don't know why it did that, but actually we're gonna leave this in the ear candy section, I think. Let me just go over to Reaper here. Sorry, I try to remember to get you guys going here. Well, let's see here. Lanes with events. We want the sound control one to go away. I don't need that. And let's do the brightness cutoff filter. Why did it like stairs? Oh, it's because it quantized. Okay. Okay. But what we're going to want to do is, I think there should be a way to like envelope draw this, and I haven't messed with this yet, but there should be a way to, can I like just change the, oops, not that. Can I change the point type? Default shape is, oh, so there should be a way to, what's the keyboard modifier? There we go. That's what I wanted. Did that do a smooth curve? Like I know I can put points in it, but I don't really want to put an extra point in it. I want to, actually that looks like a smooth curve. So let's go with that. I'm good at figuring these things out. I mean, I've been doing this for fucking 20 years, you know. Not quite that long, like 10 years, but you kind of you get a feel for what they're going to do pretty quickly. And I've done a lot of automating in my time. So let's see if that's actually going to do what I want it to do. Nope. Because the decay time is at 0. Okay. Got to find the right decay time here. Right about there, I think. And then let's go ahead and pull this out. Let's see here. Let's do last touch. Is that right? The decay time, and then let's show that in the envelope, and let's create like an automation here to make sure that that stays where it's supposed to. We'll just create an automation item in here, and I'll bring it down that way. I know that it's going to stay there. Okay, that was a little bit too late of a dip. That actually ends up needing to be pretty tight. Let's try like a 16th note. I know that I want that one to be back further, so let's make this like a 32nd note. I've spent a lot of time fighting these damn programs and these computers. I'm sure Creative Minds could tell you all about it. He knows. It's kind of like what you do, right? Hear the drums in here. This is starting to have very like Donkey Kong vibes to me for some reason. Oh, man. Been having this weird glitch in Reaper, and I don't know why it's doing this. I don't know if it's something that I do or what the problem is, but I've been definitely having this like little minor sample issue with the MIDI, and I don't like it. It really bothers me. It does have kind of Sticker Brush Symphony vibes. Okay, cool. What does it sound like if I turn the soft clip on? Okay, but hear me out. What if on top of that Moog, we got ourselves a little bit more expansive Moog filter going on, and we did something a little bit more fun with it? I still have no idea why that guitar is playing right now. It definitely should not be, but one of the effect things is just returning it even though it shouldn't be. Okay, I'm gonna loop this because I'm gonna be messing with it for a minute. God, this Moog filter is just... It's so good. It's so fucking good. So let's do this. Let's oh shit, I'm gonna have to like write it manually in an automation link because I'm gonna have the, I think I'm gonna have the Moog filter follow along with that, with the opening up of the cutoff. Where's my cutoff filter? Not the sequencer, I just want the cutoff, filter cutoff. I think it's this one right here, right? So let's do, this is going to be a little bit easier than dealing with the MIDI because for whatever reason their actual parameter automation I feel like is better than the MIDI parameter automation. So we'll open that up. Let's start with the filter cutoff kind of down here. And what, for those of you who don't like know much about DAW stuff or just kind of like curious about what I'm doing here, these lanes and these, the drawing that I'm doing here basically control a knob. So like if you watch this cutoff knob right here as I, if I pick the right lane, as I move it up and down. Am I just like slow here? I thought it was working. Yeah, okay, it's working. So like as you see me like raise this lane up and down, you see that cutoff knob going up and down, which is for anybody who's interested, how you make dubstep. You just make that one knob go wub 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 wub, and there you go. Instant dubstep. I actually think that they do some really cool sound design stuff in dubstep. Let's set that to 16th notes for a minute because I'm going to have this follow. Oh, I did 30 seconds. So we want to move this opening to here, and then we're going to have it drop back down and follow that again here. I feel like we're hitting one too many notes right at the end of this thing. I'm gonna back off one note here. I'm also not sure about the start over. I like it. Nope, I was wrong about the note. It needed to be... Oh, wow, I only went back a 30-second note. Okay. I was wrong about that. Maybe what we do here is we just let the Moog do its automation here. What if we did that? What if only the Moog filter cut back there? So it's kind of like half and half. Yeah, there we go. I feel pretty happy about that. And I feel really happy about this Moog filter. On top of a Moog synthesizer. Is the Moog filter a synth too? No, it doesn't have any synth. It's just the filter section. So I use it to pass like vocals, guitar. Like I hit almost everything through this Moog filter, you know, from time to time. Like that's why I actually have a version of it. If I go over to this screen here, I actually have a version of it out here on my virtuals that I pass to in like the live stream. So I send guitars, kick drums, stuff like that out to the Moog filter to add like harmonics to them. Or you can also do really fucking cool things with it. Like here, I'm gonna save this. What do I have? I already have a 0. I need to make a number 1. I'll call this 1. We'll call this song 1 drive for now. And then I'm going to move that up the list here real quick just to keep organized while I can. Move up. Move up. I need to go set all of this stuff to back up. But you can do like some like LFO morphing type stuff. I've used all of these with varying effect, you know. Let's loop it because it can get way out of hand really quick. Yeah, it's something fairly new for me. Ooh. Okay, this adds like a little bit of filter sweep to it. It's, dude, like learning synth is something that I had to take, like a good like 2 weeks of my life and just deep dive YouTube videos on understanding synthesis because it was so much to it. It took me forever to figure it out. I really like adding this LFO modulation on here. So I think we're going to keep it. Oh, yeah, that LFO modulation is amazing. Do I want it to be slower? You use a real ARP 2600? Damn, that must have been a lot of fun. those things are like super deep rabbit hole. You could spend days and days and days messing around with those things, right? Ooh, the high pass. No, we want to keep it in the low pass mode. You were in the lab a lot. Yeah, dude. That's one thing I love about these plugins too, is that like once you get into the recording of them, like the difference in a mix between this and the real synth is very, very minimal. So like I just feel so lucky to be able to get to use all of this stuff. You know what I mean? It's so cool. Gotta find the right resonance peak here. How hard of a slope do I want on this high pass filter? I think slope 2 was good. I'm gonna stick with slope 2. Do I want to distort it more? Nope, I think it was good with just a good bit of hair on it. So we'll call this, let me move this down so you can see what I'm doing. Preset number 2, this will be song 1, adding filter sweep. I do a lot of, because I do everything in one big project, I do a lot of calling presets on the fly, so I have to kind of name them and order them so I can call them on the fly as I'm going. I don't love that you can hear it start over. I guess I don't hate it. Now, that's like kind of cool to do that. What would it sound like though if, yeah, it does kind of suck to have things that make the loop obvious, but it'll also be a little bit hidden in the mix. But I could maybe do something kind of cool with the resonance to deal with this. So what if we did a lower amount of resonance, and when the filter goes up, what am I thinking here? I'm thinking that what we could do is have the resonance filter sweep up. That's more than I wanted it to go, but resonance filters do so much cool shit. Like, what I'm actually trying to do here is lean into the reset. As odd as that might sound, that's kind of my idea here, is that if you can't beat them, join them, right? So we'll just drop that in there and copy it over. Now we should have it happening both times. Which actually, maybe what I'll do is have the filter, oops, I guess what I want to do is do a pooled duplicate so that it follows my commands. Actually, you know what? What we're gonna do is the opposite. I think we're gonna do like a filtered, like a resonance dip. Let's check that out and see what that does. This is the other thing I love about synth. It's just like experimentation for days, right? There we go. I feel like that hit it a lot better. Cool. Pull these back so they're in the right spots, because I don't really need the MIDI to start early or anything. Let's hear how that sounds with the Rhodes now. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the... oh, this is Harps to Rhodes break. Nope, I called it verse build out. Verse build out. Let's keep it the same. Okay, let's check out from here. Yo, CJ, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate you. The audio came on and it kind of freaked me out a little bit. I was like, wait a minute, what did I hit? Yeah, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you. I didn't mean for these to have a fade on them, so let's get rid of that. And let's check this out from the beginning. Yeah, this is Reaper. I've modded the theme of it a lot, though. I don't know why all these fades happened. So now we have the guitar entering, which adds a little build up to things. It's definitely tricky to learn. There's a lot you can do with it. When they're saying hardest DAW to learn, I feel like it's because it's very like open ended. It's a very simple DAW to start with, but once you get into it, the routing. I mean, obviously, I think any DAW can do the same routing and everything, but the routing, especially, is a bit more complicated. They did add this kind of thing, like, I still don't know how I feel about this, like this wiring diagram to help you kind of like understand how tracks are connected and stuff, like so you can see it in patch bay form. I don't know how I feel about it. I still don't feel like I got anything. Did you miss anything? I got the tone of this thing about where I want it. And this one little thing makes it feel a lot more like a pop song, for sure. Okay, I want to, you also work with Cubase, Logic, Reaper. Yeah, like once you spend enough time with any of them, they start feeling, you know, similar enough that you kind of know what you're doing, I guess. Although Ableton is one that I'm still always very confused by. I struggle a lot with getting around in Ableton. Let's ungroup these and regroup them. I don't know that this is going to work the way that I want it to in the long run. Why is that? Oh, that's why that's there. I don't know, like, I don't know how other programs handle this, but one thing I really like about Reaper, if you notice me kind of drag this little white line, it's like a snap offset thing, so I can like leave the tails of things, but set the snap to offset in different places. I've always really liked that feature. I found that one to be pretty helpful. Why is that so loud? I wish I could turn the volume down inside a manipulator. Okay, so let's do this. Let's give this some dumb words here for just a second. I'm gonna... Sitting here, trying to think of the words to say. I'm just kind of gonna throw some dummy lyrics about the stream real quick while I... just so I can work on the lyric or on the remainder of the song. No, I already said trying. So I do have a SoundCloud, or I don't know. I have a Bandcamp for my old band, but it's very different than this kind of stuff. It's all like death metal and progressive rock kind of stuff. This is kind of my first day. I'm kind of changing gears a lot. I've been like slowly over the past couple of years evolving into more electronic music and everything. No, you know what? Fine, Turtle. Fine. I'll use your shitty lyrics here since you're an asshole. Although we're gonna say on your face because that'll be easier to pace. I have the worst friends. But yeah, my old stuff is definitely much more metal and much more guitar driven. This is my first day getting started on a new record that I feel like is going to be a little bit more in the vein of what it is that I'm trying to do moving forward. So I'm going to pull those up out of my way here. Let's go ahead and get rid of this thing, and I'm going to try and do this. So things are going to get a little bit weird here for a second. Just another pro streamer here. All right, my vocal mic is going to get really goofy while I track this. As you can see, it's super weird. Where's that at? Is that actually working? Hey, check chest. Tech issues get lost. I'm a pro streamer. Okay. This is so... It's so weird not, like, running the keyboard. This doesn't seem to be working right. Check. Hey, I understand now. Q outputs, not main outputs. This is going to be... I need to totally redo this. Kill the tracks like the Reaper, yeah. So what I need to do here... actually, you know what? I'm going to save these. We're gonna call this old. I'm going to call this vocoder MIDI _ old, just in case I decide that I change my mind. Although I'm going to put a lot of work into this and then not even use the lyrics, but I can just re-lyricize them, I guess. I really need a better way to switch back and forth between these. But yeah, if you're like hadn't seen it before, like if you I do a lot of live music. I've been a little bit lazy the last couple weeks, but it's a studio that's much more geared towards live setup. So like you can see a bit of like if I show like this is like the desk view of everything, and like the main view of the room. And then this one kind of shows off like a different side of the room, but you kind of get the idea of what's in here. But I do like a full multicam live stream with playing live music as well, which I'm hoping to bring a lot of this new music into that live stream. So let me work on this while I get this vocoder going. Sorry, it does all this weird shit. Okay. So let's get that set up and working. It felt like it actually like wasn't completely terrible, so I'm just gonna do this one line at a time. I also feel like this needs to add like a basic sawtooth vocoder. No idea that's how that type of vocal were done. Yeah, basically what you're doing is you sing into it and you play the keyboard, and the keyboard tells it what melody to play, and it just like takes up the vowel shapes and the formants from your voice, and then like kind of transcribes it in a way, I guess you could say. So what's that other one called? I had one. I don't think I want to use the waves. It's the TAL vocoder. I wanted to use this one. So I'm going to mute manipulator here real quick. Let's send the MIDI into this. And then I also need to send the vocal into it. So I think the better way to do this then is going to be to lead vocal. We'll do that for now. We'll group it out as we go, but we'll send the audio into manipulator. And no MIDI. I want to make sure no extra MIDI goes, and we want no send there. So that should be sending into manipulator. Let's make sure. And hey, it works. But yeah, the vocoder stuff, this is how I do the like the Blondie song, as well as the Still Alive track. Essentially what it's doing is I have like a pre-recorded MIDI, and so I just sing and the MIDI runs that, but it all happens live. It's just that I have the MIDI pre-recorded. So I'll send this into the sawtooth. And then I already sent the MIDI into the sawtooth, didn't I? No, I must not have. Yeah, I did. Okay. So let's solo that out. Oof. Woo. That was loud. Let's turn the volume down. This one has like a little bit more of a classic Daft Punk kind of thing. Do I want to use poly mode? I don't think I want to use poly mode. Ooh, little chorus to widen it up. I feel like it needs some low-end removal here. Let's make this not a bell. Let's make it a I don't think I want to do a full band pass. Let's just do a low cut. Do it with a pretty steep and get rid of some of that low end. Just don't need it. There's got to be a way to get... Also, where are my presets? They should be in here. Did I lose them? I must have. I must need to go back and rebuild my presets for this thing. That kind of sucks. Maybe I haven't tried Blondie. This is all for poly mode. It doesn't matter. Let's get rid of it. No, I don't want to use the soft clip. Let's bring in some of the high frequencies because I want to get some intelligibility out of this. There's a resonant peak happening somewhere here. Looks like it's right here somewhere. There we go. That fixed it. And then we need to drag that note out a little longer. So let's bring them both together now. I haven't heard about vocal line. I've never actually used vocal line. Is it pretty cool? It's godly. Nice. I'll have to check it out. It's like RX8 for doubles. Nice. Okay, I'm not gonna dive into this too crazy hard right now, just because I already know I don't need to or I'm gonna be redoing it, I should say. Let's change the record mode to time selection auto punch. Ultra just replace Pro 4. Nice. Pitch matching, that'd be super nice to have. All right, what's the next part of my garbage lyrics here? Oh God, never mind. I'm not going with your lyric here, Turtle Hermit. You're terrible. Pitch stuff was reserved for top tier. It's always nice when they start adding like a more full feature set to all versions of things. It kind of sucks when they lock you out of stuff. There was some. Let's see here. Let's just come up with another line. I think I want to keep the same basic vocal melody going on. I don't want to like overcomplicate it. It's a different software called Revoice Pro. Oh, nice. I'll have to look into that because I'm not familiar with it. You got vocal line before Revoice even existed. Nice. Let's see here. What do I want for? I'll have to give it a look. Like, there's so many things that like sometimes. You know, you look for new gear to get inspired, and other times I like try and avoid getting new gear because I don't want to get distracted. You know what I mean? There's like that balance of like not always researching gear. So sometimes I get super lazy about it, and there's things that I miss. Even works on guitar DIs. Nice. Doesn't Melodyne do that now too? At least I thought it did. Which I had Melodyne at some point in time, a much older version, but I don't remember what it was. Man, I think what I'm going to do is just repeat this over and over for the time being, just because I don't want to put a whole lot of time and effort into lyrics that I'm going to change. Come on. Keeps the imperfections of the first performance. That makes sense. Yeah, I'm going to do some serious lyric writing, but I'm going to do that off stream because I'm garbage at lyric writing, and it's going to take me a lot of time. So I will do that off stream. It will save us all that frustration. Somehow I copied that weird and didn't get my snapping thing. What's going on here? You wrote a bunch today. Wish you finished it. Nice. I mean, I get that. It's so hard to finish things sometimes, you know. That should be starting right here, and then let's bring that forward and here. You haven't written anything song-worthy in a while. I don't know that I've ever written lyrics that are song-worthy. Like, I just don't know how to do it. I did want to alternate this last note every single time up an octave. Piano roll, I wanted to make sure it should be a G. Yep, and we'll just do that every other time. So let's, it's just going to be a little bit repetitive. Let's make sure that's a G. I need to memorize that, Alt and 1. That's a G. Okay, so let's just listen through where we're at so far and see how it's feeling. And then lyrics are very, very difficult. They're the worst. So this is where we're at so far today. it's just gonna repeat. Oh, oops, I screwed it up. I put it in the wrong spot. That should be here. So let's just go back to that. This has some super Daft Punk vibes. I might rip them off a little bit much. I just had an idea. So as I was listening to that, when I heard it go to the pulling the trigger on this for $100 for the upgrade, it's worth it. Oh, nice. Yeah, I mean, man, I finally like pulled the trigger on a lot of plugins today, and sometimes you just got to do it. It sucks, but no, that felt right, didn't it? But should it have, I think right there, like what we're going to do is we're going to do like a swell back up to the chorus. So like, let's move this chorus marker. Actually, let's just drop in a new marker here. Call it the chorus. And let's rename this one swell. You're doing it because you hate using Melodyne. Yeah, Melodyne is not an incredibly intuitive piece of software. It's definitely not one that I've ever enjoyed using. And I honestly haven't done vocal tuning in years. Like I did it for a band, like there was a band I was in that we did some of that, and I hated it. And so I kind of like chose to never do it again because I hate it so much. Yeah, it's just, it's nice for if you're in a project mixing wise, you know, but I don't do a ton of projects for other people. With that being said, I do have a project coming up working with my friend's band, and that's probably going to need some of that. You'll have to give me 2 seconds here as I've chugged a ton of coffee. I'm going to use the restroom again real quick, so I'm just going to let this loop for you, and I'll be back in like a couple seconds. I gotta say, like, one of the things I don't understand how other streamers handle it, and maybe this is just me, but like with talking and everything you do for stream, I end up like wearing my voice out a lot, so I end up drinking just a ton of water while I'm streaming. I don't know how other streamers don't have to like pee every 5 seconds. Like, it just feels like, especially if I'm doing anything vocal wise, like it just almost always feels like I'm like just chugging water. Oh, nice. Saving some money on the upgrade. That's always a good deal. I did that with a lot of my Tune Track stuff when I got it. Okay, so let's add a track here. I'm gonna show everybody. This will be rise to chorus. Maybe they got a piss bottle. I mean, maybe somebody does that. I'm kind of doubtful that that's the jam, but you never know. So I'm going to show you a little, I don't know if you want to say industry secret or not, but this is like the magic rise and hit right here. This is, without a doubt, maybe one of the best plugins that I have. I'm just going to turn the volume down on the track itself. I don't know. Is my controller like not working here? Okay. Ugh, this PreSonus controllers, man. Pain in the ass. So I think the easiest way to do this so I don't have to move around a bunch is just going to be to use the virtual MIDI keyboard. It's not my ideal way to do things, but it'll work. That way I can just use my keyboard to test out. Let's see here. How do I... Oh, I need to monitor enable it. There we go. God, it's just like... It's so easy. It's so easy. Like, just like that. Magic. We're just going to drop that right on in here. Rise and Hit is just the coolest shit ever. It's so good. I don't know that this is the Rise that we'll use. I'm just going to kind of drop in the drums real quick and get a quick feel for what it'll feel like to go back into the drum groove with that happening. I didn't hate it. We'll go to a new chord. We'll do something different, maybe like an arpeggiator thing there. I'm gonna throw in like a generic arpeggiator real fast just to get a feel for what it's going to do. Because I know I want to go. I think I want to stay in C minor 7 here. So let's load up some kind of arpeggiator here, and just kind of get a feel for what it's going to do. I'm just gonna pull up a generic patch. I'm not gonna mess with it too much. We're just gonna grab something and go. If I can get Omnisphere to keep up. Come on, buddy. Come on, old friend. There we go. Type. Let's do. I don't think I want to do like a pad. I think I want to do something plucked. Maybe. That didn't sound entirely unlike what I'm looking for. But yeah, like if it feels like there's a lot going on with this stuff, it's definitely because there is, like I mentioned, I've been using these programs and stuff for the better part of like a decade and a half, maybe. Like I think I started using Reaper in 2008. And a lot of this software I've been using almost as long, like Omnisphere I probably got in like 2010 or something. So like a lot of this stuff I've been using for a very long time. I need to monitor enable it. Still no? What did I do wrong? What do wrong? Oh, I'm stupid. I sent it to the channel again instead of sending it to the VSTI. Good job. So, the way I'm using Omnisphere is rather than opening multiple instances, I use multis and then use MIDI tracks to send into the various tracks in Omnisphere. That way I can get away with having only one instance of Omnisphere going. Let's do C minor 9. This isn't quite what I had in mind. I want something a little bit more big. But then again, I was also kind of thinking about bringing some guitar into it. So actually having something like that underneath might be kind of cool. I feel like... There we go. That's more what I had in mind. Yeah, I was actually kind of thinking about going to some power chords for a big heavy chorus. I probably won't go like full thickness for the first chorus, but this is cool, but it's a little too much. I need to come up with a chord progression though before I do anything else. So let's see if we can find something that's a little bit more simple. Let the song build and hit it hard for the last chorus. Yeah, exactly. I mean, kind of my idea with this is to do something that's a little bit more pop oriented than I usually go for. It's just about finding the pad that's going to have the right vibe. I also might go to a different drum sound for the chorus, like something a little bit more heavy and punchy. Having a hard time finding exactly what I'm looking for. This may end up not being an Omnisphere thing. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and clear this patch. Yeah, take your time, Omnisphere. There's something to be said for hitting it hard in the beginning too sometimes, you know, and like avoiding typical pop structure, but you can do a lot with it. We'll call this chorus hard. And I think where I want to go is with a right here. I'm just setting up my keyboard to input into it. I was thinking about using, actually Juggernaut could be kind of cool for some super heavy bass stuff. Maybe that's what I do, is come up with a bass line. I don't know. Let's pull up the Jupiter. Let's see what the Jupiter does for me. See if it's going to have anything kind of fun. Also, for all you plugin manufacturers out there who aren't listening to me, dear God, stop having the default presets for your plugins be so freaking loud. It's obnoxious. Like, see, I turned that down almost 6 dB, and it's still too loud off the bat. Like, if you try and do any, like, real gain staging, it's just like... and I don't even keep my mixes as quiet as I should. Like, I should probably be about 3 dB quieter on my LUFS scale, but I started at -20, and so I'm staying at -20 kind of thing. But, like, this stuff is just way, way, way too loud. It's a bit ridiculous that they... I mean, I get it. They want it to sound, you know, more exciting and than everybody else's stuff, but dear God, it doesn't have to be so loud. I think this should be a 4-chord loop. This is definitely not the right pad sound, but let's... Oh, you know what? I know what I want. Sometimes you just got to pull out the big guns. All right, now it's writing time. Let's get over here. Okay, so we're starting in C minor. Let's make sure we actually want to start in C minor. Oh yeah, there it is. All right, so we'll definitely start in C minor. Where do we want to go? Let's come up with like a bass line progression. That's like what we were doing. We're just replacing the minor. We're just switching to a minor one instead of a major one there if I do that. Which, I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, but I would like to change the harmonic pacing here, though, I think. I think I want to kick it up to be, like, double timing the chord changes of what we were doing. Definitely not B flat. So I want to get to F. Might remove some of the sevenths, we'll see here. But we're going to start in C minor. Need to decide where I want to go from there. I haven't used G. Ooh, let's use G. So Well, maybe do I want... Maybe that. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna throw bass notes here, and I'm gonna do different different voicings up top. So we'll start with like a C minor 9. That's kind of cool. Get the 9th into that chord. That's got a lot of suspensions in it. That's cool. So we'll like kick up the harmonic tempo here. Nope, that's not gonna work. What if we did... No, a flat 9. Flat 9 is gonna... Dude, this synth is like... It's my go-to. It's just... It's so good. It's so fat and rich. I can't ever get over how much I love this thing. Let's just leave that suspend. I think we're gonna leave the 3rd out of that. And then where do I want to go from there? How do I want to voice the G? Actually, I feel like it should be an F. Am I going back down to C, maybe? Let's try that. And then the F would be like... And then just do a 5th inversion there. No worries, Turtle. I might still be here. I don't know. I'm still kind of feeling this track right now, so I might still be here. There's a good possibility. And when I was gonna go to G, no, I was gonna go to F and do like a real tight voicing. No worries, Creative. Thanks for coming in and hanging out, everybody. Appreciate it. I know I'm kind of like lost in yeah, you have a good night too, Creative. Thanks for coming in and hanging out, and I'll take a look at your message about the Stream Deck stuff and see if I can do some researching into that and hopefully have some ideas to help you out. Up to G, so we want to keep the G. Oh, it's supposed to be an F. There we go. F. That's a pretty cool little chorus progression. Let's try that out with the drums. I may change the drums as well, but for now, I think that could be kind of cool. Definitely needed a different drum groove. But we got the basic. I'm going to get that chord progression laid down because I think that's what I want to go with, and then I'll work on the drums from there. Because I think the drums need to double time. Boom, ba, boom, boom, ba, boom, ba. Get the drums kind of up tempo and doing a little bit more. I think would be a good idea. I need to have a click track there. Let's also go ahead and... that was stupid. Oh, no. It intelligently kicked out the tails. I don't know that it used to do that. So thank you, Reaper, for being good about that. Somewhere else I had that. There we go. a click track. Oops, wrong chords. Okay, chorus pad 1. Oops, not 12, 1. Okay, so do I want to, I think it's time to add in some guitars to this, because I want the drums to kind of come in and match. So I think here we're gonna hit like some real guitar stuff maybe. So let's grab a couple tracks here, and we'll do chorus guitar underscore left 1 chorus left. Actually, let's do chorus left underscore 1. That'll look better. And chorus right underscore 1. We'll set both of these to be my guitar, input mono, guitar, monitor enable them. That should do both. Okay, so let me go do this. Let's just copy this over real quick to here. And then let's get a rhythm guitar tone going. Give me just a sec. Turtle's gonna be so upset that as soon as he left, I kicked up a guitar. All right, move some things around here. I think what I want is more of a rhythm tone, but I'm not entirely sure just yet. So let's find out. Let's record enable you and pull up the amp. What does this currently sound like? All right, so first things first, let's go over to channel 2. We got something that's at least a little bit more gain going on. Let's get some reverbs in though, just because this is really dry, really, really dry. Make sure there's no MIDI being sent. That's sent all, we want none. Cool. All right, we need some rhythm chords in here. This is gonna be interesting. I've got to try and like transpose this because I'm playing it in the key of C there, and I'm half step tuned down. I can't get down to a C, can I? Wait. Well, because it's gonna be a C sharp. Maybe I do some like weird guitar tuning for this to be able to get down there. Because I could drop my main string to get like a lower pitch note. Let's see here. I'm trying to think of what kind of riff I want to do here. we just go right back to the verse. I'm not completely sold on this. Also, let's get off the 112 and get like a heavier amp going on. Once I add a harmony guitar to this, it'll sound pretty cool, I think. So let me see if I can find the exact melody I'm going for here. Yeah, it's not quite what I'm looking for. I want to be able to get down a little bit lower. So I think the answer here is to get the guitar that is in C. So let me go grab a different guitar. We're going to play the one that's in the low tuning. I didn't expect to go that route. I really didn't. All right, time to do all kinds of weird transposition work here to figure out where I'm at. Ugh, that ought to be fun. Ugh. But this will give me something a little bit more heavy, a little bit more in the vein. Although I kind of want that like Strat thin tone. I was kind of hoping for that, but we'll live. You can hear a huge difference in the guitar right there. Huge difference in the output of the guitar. This could be interesting because it's going to get a little bit more metal. Cool. That'll work for now, and then I'll add like a counterpoint to the guitar to kind of thicken things up. Real quick, I should be less dumb, and let's go over to this screen right here. Let's pull up a tuner. Okay, so it's back over here. The temperature's been fluctuating a lot in here, so I should get this thing in tune. I've been controlling the, you know, I'm going to mute that while I tune, because that's just annoying to hear. I've been running a humidifier, and that's definitely been helping my instruments maintain a lot better, I think. But the temperature has been fluctuating like absolutely crazy in this house lately. And the instruments really don't like that. Leave it to me to use multiple tunings in the same song. But this will sound better, having something in the right tuning. That 412 cab. All right. There we go. Let me get a camera so you can actually see what I'm playing on guitar. Because I forgot that you can't actually see my guitar. There we go. See if we can get this. I'm gonna knock over like every last thing in this studio. I have got to come up with a better system for this. My chair wheel got stuck on the cable there. All right, now I can move. Rename it. Let's go to guitar, chorus left. 1 underscore take 1. All right, so I'm just going to duplicate this for the time being. I'll set up different tones later. Actually, what I'll probably do real quick here is just change the guitar cabinet. That'll give it enough separation to sound at least a little bit different. We'll use a 212. All right, harmony time. Let's see what we can find. We're just gonna loop that. Needs to be more, not C major. That was good. That's better. And on the 5th. Do a slide. There we go. I needed something to end. I don't know about that note. I think I want to go. I think I like that better. Alright, I think I found it. Am I going to be looping that twice? That is just octaves, isn't it? Yeah. I think I might jump it up an octave. And give that a listen. I'm not sure about that yet. call this chorus 1 heavy guitars. Even though these aren't crazy heavy, they're about as heavy as I'm going to be getting. Let's add some tone to this here, because I feel like it's in dire need of some tonal help. What do I want to use? I want to saturate it a bit. I don't know that I want to use a Moog, but I am kind of leaning that way. Add a little bit of this analog grossness. Let me loop that. I don't know if I want to use the Moog or not. I do really like just kind of how absolutely gross it is. I do kind of like that. That's pretty cool. So is it just... Just trying to kind of figure out what I want this to do. I want this kind of like changing tone with it. I like it. Pretty cool. I might double it up in the final mix just for something to give it some spice, but I also think I want to add like some imaging to this. Push it wide. So what if, for now, I'm going to go ahead and call this like, shoot, I'm going to copy this over here real quick and say that this is going to be the next verse. I want to have a slightly shorter chorus the first time. Verse 2. I need to decide what it is that I want to do with that, like whether or not I want to do like just verse, chorus, break, chorus, or what kind of song structure I really want to do here. I don't quite know yet, because I could also like jump straight to the chorus there, but I don't know. Definitely gonna need like a crash when I come in to give that some hype. Which, can I just go ahead and find a crash in here? There's probably something. There should be another. I'll probably get like a bigger crash out of something else later, but there we go. That's totally what I needed right there. some melodic climbing. There we go. If I could type here. And then we'll come back to that beat. I think that's what I want to do. I think that's what I want to do is get to the chorus and then come back to this later. I'm going to see if I can find somebody for us to raid here. See if I can find somebody playing some music. We got somebody playing some jams here. Here we go. No, that's like metal stuff. I don't want to do that. I'm not in the mood for the metal. Let's see if we can find somebody here who's doing something cool. We got a cool drum stream going on here. We're going to go give them some love. So thank you everyone so much for coming in and hanging out. I really appreciate everybody who came in with the raids and stuck it out and was hanging out with me while we were doing all of this. I'm going to go ahead and jump into this raid here. So thanks once again for coming back, or for coming out, and I'll be back on... oh, wow, that's loud. Mute. Oh, no, you're all good, Silence. I totally understand how that is after stream. Sorry for the loud noise. Twitch decided to be loud. Thanks again so much for the raid, Silence Noise, and everybody who came with him. We're gonna go give this streamer some love here. So I will be back later doing more of this, finishing up this song and writing some more. So thanks everyone, and we'll see you soon. Once we get this raid going. Hopefully this ad will be done so I can actually hang out in the channel. All right. 2 seconds. Thanks again, everyone, for coming in and hanging out. We'll see you soon.
Kind of skeptical, because it looks too good. J Double, thank you for the raid.